Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Rome. We're back with some more Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. We're on Footfall. I'm going to try to kind of wrap up Footfall this episode, at least for this first pass. We will come back. There will be more to do when we come back a second time. But first of all, we've got a lot of work to do. She has maxed out there, so we're going to jump right into... I don't know that I have anything else to do here. This is done archetypes. We've got 2 ranks available. We haven't really done any Master Tactician yet. Let's try that. I don't know that this is going to be one I like, but sure, we'll give it a go. So, we get 1 stack of tactical advantage per every 5 momentum gained by the Master Tactician or their allies. We begin combat with the amount of tactical advantage equal to our fellowship bonus. Our fellowship bonus is 6 at the moment, so okay. We're able to, let's see, empower their next attack to deal 4% additional damage for each stack of tactical advantage Tactical Master has and loses half their stacks rounded up. So we start with 6%. That would get us 6 times 4? 24% additional damage? That's not too bad, and we'd lose half of that. Okay. All right, so let's go here. And is that an ability? I mean, it just happens, right? No, we have to empower it. Okay. All right, so we can do Inspire. 1 damage and 1 additional, and 1... Target gains 1 damage and 1 additional damage for every 10 stacks. The Master loses half. If the target uses a heroic act before the beginning of the Master Tacticians, they gain 25, regain 25. All right, so... All right. So we'll have to see about how that goes. I mean, we'll just have to kind of see how fast we get momentum. We get it fairly quickly. I mean, it's not rare for us to be able to pop, a heroic ability, on the 2nd or 3rd character. So we'll have to see. Target ally or Master Tactician gains 1 resolve for every 5 stacks. I think we get resolve reasonably enough at the moment. Target gains 2 temporary wounds and 1 additional temporary wound for every 2 stacks. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, we lose half their stacks. Till the beginning of the Master, whenever the target loses temporary wounds, they gain momentum. Ah, okay. I like that. A side objective. If that enemy is killed by one of the Master Tactician's allies, ally gains more resolve, right? 10 plus 2 times that ally's resolve, and plus 5 to characteristics, okay. Fervor. Direct damage equal to 20% of their maximum wounds. Gains Master's Tactician's resolve stacks to tactical advantage. Resets the cooldown. So we take damage. But then we get stacks of tactical advantage based on a resolve. Okay. Used on enemies with unfinished business effect. This effect is applied by enemies which were attacked by the Master Tactician's allies, but not the Master Tactician, and have less than 50. So then we can take a single shot. Okay, I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna go with Strong Point. I like that. All right, so we got her levels. Quick F5 to save that. Out we go. We're going to need to talk to Hieronymus since we finished off the cult building ceremony, whatever you want to call it. So we'll need to talk to him, let him know we finished that. And then we'll kind of roll from there, I suppose. I don't think there's anything else. Still haven't figured out the... Maybe we'll go talk to... the priest at the funeral, and we'll let him know what we know, which isn't a lot. But it is something.
Let us not dawdle.
And then we can... Yeah, we don't need any of that. Atrium? I guess Atrium. You know Hieronymus is there. I think that's where the funeral is too. We'll see if we learned... If telling the priest any of what we've learned makes sense to him. It's possible. And then we can kind of go from there. And then we'll be able to head back out into space, which is the bit that I'm the most excited about. Partly just because I've seen this section of the game, this initial section a few times. And while it has changed since the alpha, initial alpha, it is what I have. I just have a lot of time in it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. All right, that is the carnival barker. Let us go here. And talk to Hieronymus. Let him know what we did. See if he's happy with us. Emperor protects. Request has been fulfilled. Cultist Den, the shadow's been taken care of. Grim smile brightens features, and he makes the sign of the Aquila. I hope the suffering was commensurate with their deeds. All right, we got 200 faction with them. Which, again, I don't think is going to do much for us. No. No, I think we're okay. Just let's see, 17 profit factor. Okay. So the next thing I want to look at is the chaplain who's up here. So let's cruise around up here real quick and see what he's got for us. Zoom the camera in a little bit. I don't know, something like that. What I've been able to uncover. I think he knows that. I'm listening. Den's mentioned Fidelio and repentance. Yes, but what could it mean? I don't know just yet. Den's mentioned something about dead eyes looking at him. Who would have looked at him like that in his own home? Some errant servo skull maybe passing by? Maybe it was nothing more than a dying man's delusion. Yeah. There's an entry in the Book of Remembrance about repentance. The writing looks fresh. Could Fidelia have left it? Ha, that's odd. I've been watching the guests. I know everyone here. If you're not Fidelio, then no one here is Fidelio. Well, unless they're able to get in undetected. The area around the book is completely open. If the chaplain is telling the truth and he really does know all the guests by sight, then the words can only have been left by someone with free run of the courtyard. Someone who wouldn't have attracted attention. Servant of some sort, maybe? Somebody wanted to kill him. Of course they did, and they still do, and they will keep trying. Inheritance is no trifle, after all. The claimants are not exactly the placid types. Do I think I know the answer? Alright, clearly it's his desire to atone for the past, the influence of a warp entity. It's settled in his home. Huh. Repentance. Name of a ship? A ship called Repentance. I'm not sure, but you might be right. Now that you've said that, I've remembered an interesting detail. Thank God, because I wasn't getting anywhere with it. About 12 years back, there was an attempt on Denz's life. We know about that. Not many could have gotten close to him, let alone wounded him, but that assassin was a master of her craft. Denz always was a hardy fellow, and that's what saved him. That and his trusty implants. But the medics pretty much had to put him back together from scratch. When he finally emerged from the hands of the Sawbones, months after the attempted assassination, he kept chuckling about her being a sharp one, and that she was really angry with him for burning her father or her husband, I don't recall. And he was a ship captain. I vaguely remember that conversation, but I'm almost certain the ship was called the Repentance, and that Denz even knew the names of that captain and proud would-be avenger. The woman's name was Leona or something like that, and her last name, I wouldn't be surprised if it sounded similar to Fidelio. So you think this woman is our Fidelio? It's my best guess. Let me remind you what he said. I owe Fidelio, if not for the repentance. Who else would he have been indebted to if not the vengeful daughter, or lover, or whatever she was of the captain he'd killed? It would be a very Denz thing to do, and leave all the money not to his wimp of a son, not to his idiot first mate, but to a cunning lass who almost killed him. What happened to the woman? She got away after the attempt, but I know that Denz sent mercenaries after her almost immediately. Whether he found her or not, That I do not know. It seems unlikely he did, because if he had settled the score with her, he wouldn't then go through and put her in his will, would he? Well, we've cleared up that bit. All that's left is Fidelio and the will. So Den supposedly left his possessions to Fidelio, a woman who wanted to take revenge on him. The word repentance is written in the Book of the Remembrance, and the entry is new. Does this mean that our Fidelio is somewhere close by? We also know something about Deadeyes and the fact that the courtyard is completely open. I don't think an unknown person could have gotten in here and left those words in the book. Well, Lord von Valencius, now it's all in your hands. I'm no sleuth and don't know what to do with all these clues. If you have some thoughts about Fidelio's whereabouts, find her. If not, come back to me. We still need to send Denz on his way and deal with the matter of his state. Okay.
Keep your wits about you. I always have a backup plan. Always keep your eye on the prize.
One thing we do need to do is take care of this. Let's go here.
Look no further.
Then let's go here.
This wound will make a fine scar.
I'll make sure to return the favor one day.
I don't know that it fixed what I thought it was going to fix. I don't know.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust. Let us not dawdle.
I'm just kind of praying something comes up. See if he knows anything about who this might have been. Nope. Does it say anything here? Let's go, Underworld. To unmask the mysterious figure. So who could it be? Nobody back in the corner there that we haven't talked to. So Deadeyes. Maybe somebody with bionics? I just don't know. I just don't know. Maybe I just have to leave this one for a little bit. Whoops. I'd like to take care of it. Maybe what we need to do is see who shows up. Oh, he said I was gonna do this afterwards, but we're gonna do it this way. And so, according to the Cease will, all Bellardio's fortune goes not to his worthless son Kaz, not to his brainless mate Dagon, but to Fidelia, the mysterious new heir. However, I believe a certain party would like to intervene in this process. I can take all of it. We could go Iconoclast. Come forth, the guest, but your words are met with nothing but silence. The mysterious heir still hasn't revealed themselves. Frankly, I'm beginning to suspect this Fidelio from the will is just one of Den's jokes. A stunt like this would be right up his alley. Imagine he'd be ecstatic if anyone in his funeral were at each other's throats. Still, a decision is yet to be made. Well, I could take all of it. I'll give it to the granddaughter. We'll stick with our Iconoclast. All his life, Den spat on laws. I think he'd understand. Ah, the old man sure as throne didn't expect this. The money's mine. Don't worry, sweetheart. Daddy will help you put your grandpa's riches to good use. Cass, you've finally gotten deaf from all that drinking. The inheritance is Adelia's, not yours. If you make any attempt to coerce her, I, as Den's executor, will be forced to take steps. Oh, I see. All you have it in for old Cass, huh? Well, I'm afraid you leave me no choice. Alright, so people pull guns. Oh, no. Daddy, get up. I'll give you the inheritance. Huh. You gave I got a achievement for giving her the inheritance. Demons take you, Cass. Threatening to murder your own daughter at your old man's funeral is a new low for you. You're always a useless waste, even in your final minutes. Examine the servitor. The servitor was once a woman. It was once a woman is kneeling motionless, so no signs of life. There are 2 charred holes where eyes once were. See, I told ya. Some malfunction must have burned its brain from the inside. Its face bears a peaceful smile. Why did the servitor attack Cass? I think that's one of Den's house servitors. Cass brought them with him to the funeral. Could be a malfunction caused by some error during the servitorization process, or maybe Den's, knowing his friends and family as the scum they are, gave it orders to protect his granddaughter. Who can say? Well, that's our Fidelio. What happens to the girl? She's got no one left now. Her mother ran off to the edge of the galaxy, and her father, well, you saw it herself. I'll look after her till she's grown up. I don't think I need to spell it out to you. A little girl with tremendous fortune might as well paint a target on her forehead. If I take Adelia, no one will dare to hurt her, courtesy of the reputation my turbulent past has earned me. And if they do dare, cast a meaningful sideline glance at Cass's body. While I'm at it, I'll also help her not to squander her whole fortune. Maybe even earn something extra, both for herself and you. I think the best investment would be a merchant ship. I'll teach her the basics, avoid faring, find some reliable suppliers, pull a few strings administrative, and just like that, she'll have herself a decent enterprise. I'll venture a guess and assume you wouldn't say no to a supply network that is robust and loyal to none but House von Valencius. Leave the paperwork and other formalities to me. I'll contact your subordinates myself. There we go. I like that. That's a good result. I'd like to say goodbye to my old friend. I can imagine the crematorium has got its furnaces up and running already, but I feel it would be kind of sad to just shove Dens in there like that. He was known as Jerry Can Dens, and he loved having his enemies drenched in promethium and burned. It'd be a nice gesture to send him on his way in the same fashion. Thankfully, it's easy enough to procure a Jerry Cran of promethium on footfall. Abelard nods in approval. Fitting. Want to stay and watch? With pleasure. Let's get it started. Hey, all right, that's the first time I've ever actually solved that one. I've always just taken the money myself. Turning me off in case I wanted to make a screenshot of that for a thumbnail. Don't think we're going to get much of one, though. Oh, well. There we go. Done. Once again, we'll do an F5. And now I think we're good to head out into the unknown. Yeah, I think that's where we want to go. Something like that.
I always keep my options open.
we can leave all of that. And we can go to the Void Dock. Have another sip of our drink. Stay hydrated. Hopefully you've all recovered from your New Year's celebrations by this point. Or maybe you're prepping to do it all over again for the weekend. I don't know. I support either. All right. Opticon. Let us go. Ship is ready. We've got all our characters that we're going to get so far.
I always have a backup plan.
And now if we go into the world. Loading zone after loading zone. Would be nice to have fewer of these. I do understand one between, you know, the dock and the ship, to be fair, but... Alright, what do we got going on here? We've got a few people that want to talk, as I recall as well. Lord Captain, the inspection of the ship's system is complete. The tech priests are reporting the machine spirits are calm and satisfied. Everything is ready to travel onward. Except there's an issue we must be made aware of. I've been studying the records left by the vessel's previous navigator. I wanted to double-check the route to Dargonis and discovered that it does not match the one recorded in the Atlas. It is more than a minor warp fluctuation. The route has been wiped out. It can no longer be used for traveling. To make matters worse, I started checking the paths from the Atlas, one after the other, and saw the same thing everywhere. The warp is roiling with an ominous storm, bursting with vivid and screaming colors. It will not hinder our movement, but all previous knowledge is now utterly useless. Warp storms are our enemies, just like heretics and demons. It is a shame they can't be dispersed with a flamer or a bolter. Now we can be certain that the problems with astropathic communication in the Cronus Expanse are no coincidence. There's a sharp disturbance in your way, Lord Captain. It is swallowing messages and disrupting familiar routes. That means we need to locate the key worlds of the Von Valencia's Protectorate as soon as possible. I'm talking about Janus, Dargonis, and Kiava Gamma. Charting new routes so they can be reached and restoring control will be the necessary next step. Sure, what about Janus? Now this is our agro-world we learned earlier. Surface of Janus was altered extensively so the planet can be designated an agro-world. It is a powerful food base, capable of supplying the burgeoning Protectorate and exporting provisions to the outer worlds at the same times. Janus owes much of its prosperity to the governor house of Viat. Under his leadership, the world has grown ever more prosperous year after year, securing shipments and taxes while keeping the workforce tightly controlled. How about Kiava Gamma? Now we know that this problem has had problems with the enemy of mankind, with chaos, right? Industrial world Kiava Gamma is being managed by the governor house of Gaprak and supplies your protectorate with rare mineral resources. Additionally, the planet features an Adeptus Mechanicus Manufactorum that processes materials and prepares them for shipment. I testify that Kiava Gamma is a world marked by the omniscience patronage. By his grace, the manufactorums of the colony are inhabited by committed and industrious machine spirits, or were at one point anyway. Mistress Ptolemy neglected to mention that Kiava Gamma Mactorum also supplies heavy machinery from forage harvesters to vessel systems and components. You display commendable knowledge of our world's manufacturing capability, Van Kalux. Pleased to be of service. Alright, what do I need to know about Dargonis? Dargonis is the heart and soul of your protectorate. It is where the main administrative resources and storage facilities are, and so is the Von Valencia's palace. If you'd like to know, this is where you will publicly accept the title of Rogue Trader. Dargonis is a major administrative hub that runs the cargo fleet and keeps track of finances. Alright, Abelard. Rediscovering the agro world will supply your protectorate with something none of your servants can do without: sustenance. Look at the importance of basic food supplies. Do not be underestimated. Look at footfall. Okay. On the other hand, I'm concerned with rumors concerning Kiava Gamma. Yeah, there have been no problems on Janus, but something is very wrong with the industrial world right now. Delay may cost us the entire planet. I trust I don't have to explain the capital world. Losing it would make us the laughing stock of the other dynasties. Besides, the loss of chronicles and ledgers would spell bureaucratic catastrophe. So all three systems are equally vital to the Protectorate. It falls to you. Well, I think it's going to be whichever one we can find first, right? That is all, Lord Captain. The vessel and the crew await your instructions and are ready to depart immediately, should you so desire. All right, we got a couple people to talk to. I'd rather not, but... oh, my nose itches. Let's see. He would like to talk to me first. So let's start with Henrix. You want to discuss the nature of your mission? Yes, but not here. I wouldn't want our conversation with gossip fodder on the bridge and in the officer's mess. All right, so another loading screen. Thank you for finding an opportunity to talk. I trust now would be a good time to explain the reason for my return aboard your ship. I welcome the chance to assist the Inquisitor. All right. Your enthusiasm is commendable. To business, then. The cult of the final dawn, the madmen preach their heretical doctrine among the denizens of the Cronus Expanse and instigate crimes against the throne and humanity. One such crime took place in your protectorate. The Lord Inquisitor considered it necessary to have one of his acolytes accompany the rogue trader on the voyage to the corrupted region. I also need to meet with one of my observers on the capital world of your domain. All right, well, we have our check here. Got our good lore Imperium now. Why would Order Xenos agents investigate a Chaos cult? I said that at the very beginning. You're well versed in how the Inquisition is organized, Abner. Yes, initially our arrival at the Cronus Expanse was dictated by a need to fight Xenos. But there's more. The cult is tangentially related to my main specialization. Perhaps I'll be able to reveal the full truth someday, but right now I ask you to display humility and patience. The Lord Inquisitor mentions in his letter he's willing to show lenience towards my actions that would otherwise be interpreted as radical. I want to know more about this cult of the Final Dawn. Chaos worshippers, most often agents of the throne, run into lone renegades stirring up the rabble, insane prophets and hysteric visionaries preaching the end of days, a passing comet, a mutant rebellion, an onslaught of monsters. Each time they come up with a new reason why people should prostrate themselves and quiver in fear. Much effort and blood and those loyal to the Golden Throne were spent before we established the connection between those heretics. However, the cult of the Final Dawn is something greater than a gaggle of misguided seers and fortune tellers. They cleverly spread their agents all over the Cronus Expanse, disseminating heresy among honest people in the Imperial worlds. There's a certain strategy to their actions that changes whenever we get too close. And finally, they have enough military power to have had 2 ships that we sent after them later discovered as wreckage. The growing difficulty is making warp jumps is detrimental, but is unlikely an inconvenience to those who engage in vile sorcery day in, day out. After the events on Rykad Manoris, I suspect the cult might have built its nest inside Winterscale's domain, but the latest reports indicate that it is your protectorate that is harboring heretics. Being in your entourage improves my chance of getting closer to the secrets. You have spies on the Von Valencius worlds? The person I mentioned is not a spy, but a secretary in the Administrative Department of Dargonis. The planet's governor and Theodora were fully aware of his status. His duty is to fulfill the sacred oath to the Golden Throne and eliminate threats to the Imperium, which the Cronus Expanse has in abundance. His name is Achilles Scalander. As soon as we contacted Dargonis, I will introduce you to the new head of the dynasty. I'm sure you will appreciate the presence of such an advisor among your subjects, and I suggest you heed his words at least occasionally. Giving you a place aboard my ship. What else? Rogue traders should deliver me to the system that contains the industrial world of Kiava Gamma. I will then accompany you to the surface and determine what the cult is planning and how it intends to use the resources that have fallen into their clutches, which may very well include the blessed engines of the Adeptus Mechanicus and even the followers of the Omnissiah themselves. I will be frank, the answer to this question is unlikely to please either of us. The machinations of chaos usually go beyond solely inflicting countless deaths and destruction. Having their plans come to fruition would lead to far more terrible consequences. One of the systems in the Cronus Expanse is already lost. May the Emperor protect us from watching this tragedy play out again. We met a Chaos Space Marine on Rykad. Do we risk running into his brothers? I have no doubt it will happen sooner or later, Abner. Chaos Marine siding with the cult is very, very bad news. Most likely they kept away until recently, pulling their puppet strings from a respectable distance. These traitors seldom show up alone. The best we can count on is having to deal with just a squad of Chaos Space Marines in the Cronus Expanse and not an entire company. I won't let anyone throw their weight around. They're my worlds. Commendable aspiration for a person who holds the fates of billions of people and dozens of Imperial worlds in his hands, which is why you need to be ever more vigilant when looking for seeds of corruption on your planets, lest they sprout someday and spell doom for whatever is tangled up in their roots. Tell me about the Drukhari who stole Rykad's son. The Drukhari, one of the branches of the Eldari, an ancient and vicious Xenos race. Those creatures are living terror to ordinary people who fall prey to their raids, for the simple reason that the victims are not killed outright, but instead become their playthings. Just as you and I need air to survive, the Drukhari require psychic energy, born from torment and pain, and which they extract from their captives with uncanny expertise. I ate too much dinner. Their ships, which are difficult to mistake for any other, arrive suddenly and undetected. Their stealth technologies greatly surpass the capabilities of standard Imperium auger arrays. The objective of their raids is never to capture a world or ship. No, they're only interested in fresh victims. And filling their holds with living captives, they disappear into the webway, a different dimension which conceals their greatest stronghold. Komara, the dark city of the Drukhari, which none can hope to escape. I do not know why the Drukhari stole Raikad's son and brought about the fulfillment of the cult's prophecies. Perhaps the Xenos themselves played into the archenemy's designs, or perhaps Aurora's divinations in fact described the Drukhari's actions. There is only one thing I can say with absolute certainty. There is no alliance between the cult of the Final Dawn and the Xenos. It is simply impossible. All right. Why does your suspicion fall on Calvagama? We already know, but we'll ask. Disjointed pieces of data that finally emerged into a single picture. Additionally, not long ago, a vessel arrived at Footfall. Yeah, we saw that. Okay. Let me put it this way. You may think whatever you want of me, but my goal is not to hinder you. I'm here to help you in the fight against foes you may not even be aware of. You have my word that I'll provide every assistance in uprooting the heresy that has sprouted on the Von Valencia's worlds while their master was away. And that I will try to be more patient with the less grievous flaws the bearers of the warrant are sometimes known to have. Thank you for sparing the time. All right, I was going to talk to some more people, but I think instead what we're going to do is we are going to jump, because we've been doing this for 32 minutes so far in this episode, or I've been recording for 32 minutes. So I would like to see some space. So we are going to come up here, and we're going to click this, and we're going to see how space travel works. All right, Lord Captain, we're once more within the reach of Von Valencia's protectorate. Our utmost urgency in restoring communication with the planets is bestowing the wisdom of your decrees. Developing colonies, yada, yada, yada. We got 3 more mobile extractiums, so that gives us a grand total of 5, I believe. So, we've got Drusa's blessing here. We've got the altar there. They didn't want to talk to us last time. So, we can go back to the bridge. How do we jump? Let's do void ship management real quick. We can upgrade a lot of things if we want. Reduces damage when... So that'd be another 115. That would leave us not a lot to repair if we needed to. So I think we'll wait on that. Upgrade. Ship can't be upgraded yet. Posts. The question is... Alright. She's got an 86. Verify we've got the right person in each spot now that we've got a couple new people. Warp channeler. I don't have anybody there at all at the moment, but I was thinking it should be you. Master of Etherics goes there. Okay. I think that'll work. We do have our torpedo control, but we don't have torpedoes yet. Alright. Hull integrity. Map of the Cronus. There we go. Not the most obvious button, is it? Chart. All right. Travel between systems is fraught with mortal peril and takes place in another dimension known as the warp. Only a navigator can plot a course through the warp to other systems. Click the circular button at the bottom of the screen to have the ship's navigator chart new course to a system you have selected. To initiate travel, left mouse click and click the warp button. The route's color is an indication of its danger level. Green routes are the absolute safest. Yellow routes signal the unpredictable events can occur during the jump. Orange routes denote a high probability of the ship coming under attack even in the warp. Red routes are a sure sign the ship will be assaulted by hostile forces. Can make the route safer by spending points of navigator's insight, which can be acquired by discovering and scanning new systems in the corrosion. All right. So we're going to chart new courses. So she's going to look out, and we found a few places that we could potentially get to. All right. Standard scanning cannot reveal a route to the selected system. You can still get there. That's fine. I didn't have a selected system. So, to the Imperium, Plateaued Stellus, Cradle of Kepri. So that's a really dangerous one. Let's go this way. It's an easy, cheap one. Visit. So now we can hopefully get some inspection done. We've got pirates there. That's cool. We're at 36 minutes. So where are we here? We're right here, I guess. Should we go after some pirates? Get ourselves a little more space combat. Maybe get our ship a little bit more experience. At least within the alpha, you got to a point where you had to fight some ships. All right. If we were okay, void ship RAM, dealing damage. Damage is increased by 10% for each movement point. Okay, so I really would like to go hard. I gotta be right in front of me though, huh? Okay, well let's start with this. Now let's move up a little bit. Prow. What I really want to do is I want to be going that way, but I wanted to be going that way before then. Get a shot there. Dorsal. Get another shot. And then I'm going to go this way. In my turn. Let's see where they go. All right, they're going to take some shots. I expect that. Probably also got a prow and a dorsal mounted. All right, another Cobra class destroyer coming in. That might get me a charge on him. Let's start with... Oh, I've used all my movement. That's okay. We're to a point where our shields and stuff are in good shape. Got him. Okay, I'm not quite sure how. Did we get a crit maybe? 4 times dealing 0. I guess it just went right into the... There are no shields, so... I really wanted to run into somebody, but that's okay. Down he goes.
Another victory of 2 great dynasties, Lord Captain.
Still didn't get rank 1. We still want to do that. We got some ancient machinery. We got some scrap. Now maybe we could start to think about upgrading something, but I think we'll just hold off on do it for a moment. I think we're okay. Let's go to this planet right here, since we've now liberated it from pirates. Alright, so we put... Alright, planets in the Cronus Expanse. are teeming with valuable resources. Before these resources can be harvested, however, an extract team needs to be set up on the world's surface. Scan the planet, then select the icon of the resource you're interested in employing. Resources are required to develop colonies and complete contracts. You can also use them to trade with various factions. New contracts are now available in Journal. Contracts are issued by your colonies. By fulfilling them, you can obtain resources, increase your profit factor, and receive new unique items. All right. Filling contracts requires a certain amount of resources or a share of your profit factor. Sure. We'll get that set up. We'll get some plasteel coming in. Imperium cartographers and chronicles know this place well. Long ago, the planet was a prosperous outfit capable of eclipsing even footfall. There used to be a Cyclopean tomb station in its orbit, the final resting place of Cornelius Soda, one of the discoverers of the Cronus Expanse. The tomb gave its name to the entire system. However, about 400 years ago, an unknown cosmic body rammed into the station, causing it to collapse into the planet. Not only did the catastrophe kill the settlers, it also made the world uninhabitable for centuries. A crater formed by the station's impact can be observed from space, or from orbit. Soto's team became a sepulcher for the... sepulcher? I'm not sure how to pronounce that word. I'm going to go sepulcher, but I think that's wrong. Sepulcher? We'll go sepulcher. There, we'll go with that. This sort of place is neither life nor loot, but knowing the nasty tricks that life can pull is a treasure in its own right. All right. There we go. Close that. Space dust. We can go ahead and take a look, see what's in here. Unidentified object. We've got some fuel. We've got a Space Hulk over here. What do we get? A Chartist monocle. Okay. And some Mechanicus creations. More space dust. And more trophies, more fuel. I guess that's that. All right, back out. Off to the next planet. See where we're going. We're about 45 minutes, but I'd like to kind of do some. Let's chart new routes. See if there's any green routes to anywhere. There are not. But we do have a yellow route here. So this one's kind of dangerous. Now we could reduce the difficulty, but I'm going to keep it. We've only got 2 points there. Sacred rituals address the spirit of the ship have been performed. The technoliturgy and the rite of the machine blessing ended with a data meditation in order to comprehend the nature of the miracle sent down by the Omnissiah. Acquisition of sacred knowledge has not been recorded. How the spirit of the void ship was able to call upon the power of the machine god and activate the warp drive remains an unknown. Yet during my meditative ritual, the Omnissiah gave me an equally valuable revelation. The sacred spirit that lives in the bowels of the ship's mechanisms differs from other analogous forms. The spirit holds a unique power that cannot be called anything less than a blessing of the machine god. So what does this mean? Hypothesis. In extremis, the ship spirit is capable of making unpredictable calculations and actions. It is impossible to predict how it will behave in a given situation, but I believe the spirit is currently showing obedience. At least for now. I recommend that we continue monitoring the ship and be prepared for new manifestations. Alright. Thank you. Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all, the Emperor protects. Alright. Let's see what we got here. There's a beautiful catch in the rain in Seattle against the Seahawks. Again, I'm recording this about a couple weeks before this episode's going to go live. But at the moment, puts the Seahawks up 20-17 over the Eagles with 28 seconds left. And I don't believe the Seahawks have ever lost to the Eagles under Carroll. So that might be continuing that. All right. Oh, hold on. What do we got going on? I'll start here. We'll do a loop. We can scan. It's not a lot, but we'll take it. I don't know how much we should expect from that. Small human dwelling stands on a barren, deserted planet. Scouts report an old hermit lives there who spends his days in prayer. Ask him for a blessing. Lord Captain's surprised, the old hermit turned out to be a navigator. When the old man discovered the noble status of his visitor, he willingly recounted his tale. He had retreated to the planet long ago, back when he was still in his youth. after he had realized that his mind could not withstand the frequent forays into the Materium, the realm of the archenemy. The hermit spoke with pride about how he had worshipped the Emperor each and every moment of his life, but when he mentioned the golden light of Astronomicon, his voice quivered. When his guests left, he stared after them for a long time, his gaze filled with sadness. All right. Hulk here. Let's see what we can get. Begin scan. Drifting void ship. Ah, we got a crew we can take across. What if... let's just go with what we got. I was really planning on ending this episode after taking up the little bit of loot that I expected on this. But we'll go a little bit longer. We'll have a fight here.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Can we get to that? No. Not from here. There's got to be a door there, it looks like. You know what I'm going to do? I said I was planning on ending it before this. Let's end it right here, and then we'll figure this out as we go forward. So I don't feel a rush, right? So we'll be back next time. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll be back with some more Rogue Trader. Don't forget, the Emperor protects. Cheers.